group of kids sitting down here. Some could argue the fact that, well, the streets are too illuminated and therefore you won't get in any trouble. You won't get robbed, attacked, mugged. But it's pretty obvious from the stuff I've seen on YouTube and on the news back in the UK. It happens in broad daylight, it happens in lit up areas in the UK. Someone walks up to someone with a knife, give me your wallet, done and dusted. In the public eye. So public that even onlookers get it on video. So, that kind of thing is very, very rare. Very rare in China. Having a break. Chinese Red Bull. It works. I needed that. I'm probably about 7 miles from where I live now. Just to let you know, the only thing that I've got with me, as well as my camera, is my passport. And by law, you are meant to carry a passport if you're a foreigner. By law. Most of the time we don't. I have been fined by the police on 2 occasions in Guangzhou when I was stopped and asked to show my passport and didn't have it. They took me to the police station in Guangzhou, and when I was there, I was in a place called Sanyueli. It's where the largest African community is, I think probably in China, certainly in Guangzhou, thousands. I don't digress. The reason I say that is because when they took me to the police station, there were 7 African people there as well. In fact, I shouldn't say the word African, I should say Nigerian. That is their country. Africa is a continent, as we all know. There were 7 Nigerians, 6 men, 1 woman. We was all being fined 100 RMB, that's equivalent to £10 roughly, for not carrying our passports, and we had to come back later and produce them, if not there, to another police station closer to our homes. That's the law, and every foreigner knows that. Strangely enough, I'll let you decide if it's the Nigerian men and 1 woman shouted and argued their case, shouted rather loudly to be honest, at the Chinese policemen, not security, resulting in the fact that none of them paid the fine. I was the only person who paid the fine. I didn't begrudge what they did. It's not in my character to argue with police officers, as it may get me in trouble or attract attention. Whether the Nigerians cared if they attract attention or not, I'm unsure. Whether they had passports or not, I'm unsure. It wasn't my business. That was a few years ago in Guangzhou. I'm not trying to highlight how some people get away with things, but yeah, if you can argue your case and get away with something, maybe that's a good thing. But as a Westerner, it's not always a good idea to attract attention and then get your visa taken off you and then kicked out. So maybe they never had visas. I don't know. Anyway, where I am now is, I'm going to do some name dropping. First of all, obviously, many of you know there's a guy called Lee who's got the Barrett channel and is doing exceedingly well in 1 year on YouTube. Yeah, he talks about technology, Chinese and American technology, Western technology, and Huawei equipment, lots and lots about the virus. If I can, I'm going to try and put a photo up on the screen somewhere around here of Lee and his son Ollie, and maybe even the 4 or 5 chaps that he does conversations with every Saturday morning live stream. I'm not necessarily promoting him, but maybe I am now. But these guys have all done some time in China. Now, another chap I'm going to talk about, this building here, okay, many years ago, 7, 8 years ago, inside this building, this hotel, it's a restaurant and a hotel, on the ground floor, there was a bar, and that bar was owned by a guy called Joe, an American guy. Quite interesting. And yeah, I used to go there every time I visited this town when I came from Guangzhou. And I would go there first and have myself a drink, and then hello, and then carry on my merry way, as this woman is. As did many other foreigners, and if I can, again, I will try and put some photos up here of me and some of the foreigners having a jolly good time. Since those days, all the people in the picture that I will put up, we've all departed company, gone our separate ways. Where we mustn't forget, a few months previous to those pictures, you know, when you go to another country, you don't know these people, you've never met them in your life, so when you go to another country, you meet up with some foreigners, you get to know them, have a drink, do what you've got to do your job, go to work, socialise here and there sometimes, and then you will part company several years later when people go their own way. That's life. Whether you keep in touch is entirely up to you. The other people in the photograph have gone their separate ways. Whether they married or not is irrelevant. Yeah, so that's about it. Right, so now the street behind me where these cars are, alongside this hotel, are very dark and dingy. Down here is a main street, many shops, clothing shops, restaurants, McDonald's, you can see. But behind me the streets become very different. So I'm going to walk down these streets. At night the scenery is very different to the daytime. These are not streets that I would advise tourists to go down. Yeah, it's not necessary to go down them, and it's not safe. Although, ironically enough, this video is all about to show you how safe China is. But at the same time, you also have to keep your wits about you. So, I'll keep my wits about me, and we'll go down some dark and dingy streets, see if there's any gangs, or if I invite trouble just by walking down these streets. And if I do, I'll try to film it and try not let them to steal my phone. But I'm trying to really highlight how safe China is. The guys I mentioned earlier, up here, these guys all talk about the safety of China. When you feel safe, you also feel rather free, because you can go anywhere and do what you like. You don't have to worry about that fear of someone coming up and you getting robbed. Safety is, wow, it's kind of like the most important freedom in life. Let me just get a visual of this guy. There we go. So there's a taxi driver. Yeah, he could easily steal my phone and ride away, but he's a little bit pot-belly and I would catch him. Anyway, so with that in mind, I'm going to finish my Red Bull and then make my way down the street behind me here. Go in and out the small streets. The main streets are pretty obvious now, reasonably safe. Although in a few hours' time, there'll be much less traffic, not so many people around. The time now actually is 11 o'clock. In fact, it doesn't look dark and dingy, but it is dingy. Not highly populated. There's the apartments. This is a gated complex. Okay, and these are the buildings, the apartments where people live. I'm pretty confident to say that if that was England, the gate there would be a gang of youths on the corner watching everyone come in and go out, maybe chucking the odd verbal abuse. Alright, so this guy's got his hand in his pockets and his legs quite wide apart, almost like he's going to confront me. Hey, hello. Where's he? Ni hao. Just by saying something in Chinese to a Chinese person, oh wow, now this street is very dark, so let's see where this goes. So I'm walking down here to see if anything untoward happens, or to see if anyone follows me from that restaurant and that bar who was looking a bit cagey. Alright, so now I'm really on a dark street. Even the cars are turning round. It's so dark, they don't want to go down it. Alright, so everyone's heading that way. And it's not a one-way street. Oh, and a van just drove past without any lights. At the moment, I don't feel unsafe. There's a guy walking towards me smoking, slightly overweight. Will he grab my phone and run? We'll see. Well, if I upload this, then he obviously didn't get away. No, he's going to have a good look round though. There we go. Maybe I should do a video like this on live stream. Then people could see, or say take the next left, take the next right, and I could do that. That'd be interesting. Motorcycles. Some with engines, some with batteries. Lone men walking around. I don't believe this is a red light district. But it is dark and dingy. Another man walking towards me, just describing him in white shirt, black trousers, smoking, short black hair. They all have short black hair. There we go. He's doing his own thing. The street cleaners leave these wheelbarrows, metal wheelbarrows. They go round and sweep the streets in the morning. And leave them out on the street at night. I think they might be vandalised if that was in a Western country. Ah, okay. Right. 你们好. Right, so, well, he had something to say, but he had a smile on his face too. Six people sat down, 5 men, 1 woman in front of me, and yeah, just having a few beers, smoking a lot, and tea. The time now is almost midnight, so there's still a few people around. The lights tend to be on some of these shops and buildings all night. Right, I'm going to go this way. Right, the next thing I'll talk about is Still talking about this city, but talking about the people within the city. I'm actually in the old part, this is known as the old part of Jiaoqing, the old city. The new part of the city where I live is in that direction, about 7-8 miles away. And over the years, they've built almost, the city's more than doubled in size and the population. But the new part of the city is very expensive. It's very nice. It's still interesting, much cleaner. Although these streets are quite clean, you can see, no litter on the floor. So when I say cleaner, I mean the construction work that's, it's got better tiles, better roads. Everything about it seems cleaner because it's new and tidy. This old part with their rusty balconies and bars on the windows indicates the age, much like the woman on the bike there. Again, another small complex here with a gate and security at the gate entrance. Cars parked on the pavement, bikes have the areas to park the bikes are painted out. They don't always get used correctly. On the bikes you'll see the helmets. No one steals the helmets for hygiene reasons. Well, I often go out for long walks and just get myself lost, day or night, it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to walk towards these three guys. They're all in their 30s. And they've got no intentions of grabbing my phone and running. That would almost definitely happen this late at night in the UK. I'm not trying to paint a bad picture of England. England is what it is, and if you live there, then you know there are many areas that you say to yourself, you just don't go there. Why go there? It's not safe. I've never found an area that is not safe in China. Even in the mountains, which I've climbed and camped overnight, many nights, I've not felt unsafe. In the cities, I feel, quite comfortable, quite safe. I've never felt threatened. In fact, to say never is, to say I've never felt threatened is wrong. There was one occasion where I felt threatened, and that was in Shanghai many years ago, 2005 actually. I was in Shanghai, and a couple of guys, it looked like two was holding one guy back who wanted to start some trouble. That's what it looked like. And I was reasonably close to them, just several feet away, and they was holding his arms down quite tight, and I thought he wanted to cause some trouble. I did feel a little unsafe there. That was 2005, so good Lord, 15 years ago. So I was a lot fitter and a lot more confident than I am now. Which, strangely enough, I say strange because it is very, very strange. As you get older, you also become more confident. Now I know I need to go that way. I've got about 7 miles to walk. But I don't know if I need to go that way first and then that way. I'll cross this road. Still lots of traffic out, and it's gone midnight. So I'm going to pause for a while. It would all be rather annoying if it turns out the microphone doesn't work. Anyway, so now I'm down some reasonably dark and dingy streets off the main street. Here's an interesting place. Alright, so that's full of men playing mahjong and cards, gambling. Most of them are in their 40s, which is younger than me. Hard to believe, I know. So, should be physically fit, but they're not necessarily looking for trouble, although they're also reasonably intoxicated. Wow, this street light is very bright. There we go. I'm in some back streets now of a city called Jiaoqing, about 8 miles from where I live, and I will be walking home. But at the moment I'm still walking further and further away from my home to show you, the viewer, what China's like. Now it could all just be coincidence that I'm not attacked, robbed, mugged. Could be luck. It's unlikely to be my physical appearance. It's unlikely to be because I'm white. It's mostly because two reasons. It's mostly because many streets have many security cameras. Many streets. And also many streets will have a security guard at the end of them, sat in a little box. In fact, this building I'm passing now, it's a school, and there are several cameras above the school, and I'm sure those cameras can see the gates and the street. Always nice to see. There's someone in front of me here walking their dog, which ironically enough hello, which ironically enough is the same breed of dog that I'm dog sitting at the moment. Maybe I can put a picture just here, eh? His name is Seven, and I'm looking after him for a few weeks while the owners of this dog go on holiday. Yeah, keeps me company, and I'm a dog lover, and yeah, it's great. So I do that with several people, Chinese people I know. When they go away, I look after their dogs. Yeah, they love it too, and they like to come back a second or third time when their owners go away. I do it for free. I don't charge them anything. They just pay for the food, and I get good company and companionship, and it encourages me to go out for a run every morning with the dog, just like this chap is here, without a dog. So now I'm walking rather slow because I am in a reasonably dark built up area. Lots of residents, lots of apartments, old apartments around me. There's a reasonably large kind of like a park, square, circle, just over here, and people hanging around. Lots of men eating and drinking across the road. So I'm going to walk over there, see if any of them shout abuse or shout anything. If they shout abuse, it's okay because I can't speak Chinese. I only know one phrase in Chinese that's very abusive. I won't put that, I won't say what that is in case any Chinese watch it. But if they call me that, I will know. I won't react to it. There's no point. So I'm going to walk past these people eating and drinking with the camera. They're all having a jolly good time, I think. And Ni Men Hao. Oh, That guy's not giving me a smile. Right, so I'm attracting attention from a few people there. And in those few seconds I did get a good look at what they're wearing. And if I see them later, then I know they've been following me, and then I need to get out pretty quick.